Hello friends, welcome to lecture number 12 of unit number 3, Cryptography and Public Key Infrastructure. Myself Nikul Jaiswal, lecturer in Computer Engineering, Sri KJ Polytechnic, Bharuch. So let's have a quick recap of our previous lecture. So in the previous lecture we have seen the digital certificate. So we have discussed what is digital certificate and how the digital certificate will be developed. So certificate authority is responsible to create a digital certificate on the user's request, and that digital certificate will be available to each and every users who want to send the who want to communicate who want to provide the secure communication between them. So instead of uh, sharing the public key, we will use the certificate that will bind the identity of the user and the public key of that user. After that, we have seen the X509 certificate format, and then after that we have seen the certificate authority and registration authority and digital signature. So basically certificate authority will create the certificate for the user, and the registration authority is responsible to check the identity of the particular user who is requesting for the digital certificate. After that we have seen the types of certificates. So basically there are four types of certificates. First is end entity certificate that will be used by the end users. Then CA certificate. So CA also need the certificate for the communication between the CA and the user. For that purpose CA will use its own certificate. Then third certificate is cross certification certificate. So when we have multiple certificate authority, so in that case, to develop the trust between the multiple certificate authority, they use the cross certification certificates. And the last type of certificate is policy certificate. So to enforce certain types of policy in public infrastructure, we use the policy certificates. After that we have seen the steps for obtaining the digital certificate. So in the to obtain the digital certificate, first of all user will send the request to the certificate authority, and it will give the identity of a particular user to a registration authority, and the registration authority will check the identity and verifies the identity, and it will send the request to the certificate authority to develop the certificate. Now the certificate authority will create the certificate based on the information provided by the user. So basically user will provide the identity and the public key of the user, and that identity and the public key will be bind in the digital certificate, and that digital certificate will be sent it to a user. So when user want to communicate with the another user, both the user will exchange its certificate and they can communicate securely by using the public key infrastructure. So that was the step to obtaining the digital certificate. Now in today's lecture we will see what is the public key infrastructure, and we will see the PKI steps. So let's start with discussing the first topic, that is public key infrastructure. So what we have studied in previous lecture, like digital certificates, then digital signature, and public key, private key, encryption with the public key, and encryption with the, and then decryption with the private key, and all that thing collectively will develop the infrastructure. That infrastructure will be called as a public key infrastructure. So public key infrastructure consists of the programs, data format, procedures, communication protocols, then security policy and public key cryptography mechanism working in comprehensive manner to enable a wide range of people to communicate in a secure and predictable fashion. So basically public key infrastructure is not only about the encryption and decryption with the public key and private key. It is the mechanism that will help us to to authenticate the user, to provide the integrity, to provide the non-repudiation, and all the mechanism that need to be present for the secure communication. So it is not only about the public key and private key and encryption and decryption. It also includes some programs and data format, then procedures and communication protocol. All these mechanism will collectively use to develop the infrastructure which is called as a public key infrastructure. Now whenever we communicate or whenever we visit any website that start with the HTTPS, so that is called as a HTTP secure. So all the website, all the communication with the website which is using the HTTPS protocol, all the communication will be in the encrypted form, that will use the public key and private key, but we are not aware of what is the public key of ours and what is the public key of that website. Or let's suppose we want to communicate with we are communicating with any user with the WhatsApp. So in the WhatsApp also all the chats we are exchanging with one another are in encrypted form. So WhatsApp is also using the public key infrastructure. So all the message that has been sent by the user will be encrypted, but we are not aware of the algorithm that is using by the WhatsApp, then public key that is using by the WhatsApp, and the private key that is using by the WhatsApp. The reason behind that is the public key infrastructure. The infrastructure is automated process, and it will include all the procedures and program that will help us to communicate securely. So public key infrastructure will enable us to communicate securely in the untrusted networks like internet. So PKI is an ISO authentication framework that uses the public key cryptography and X509 standard. So basically PKI public key infrastructure uses the ISO authentication framework and X509 standard to provide the secure communication between users. So the framework was set up to enable the authentication to happen across the different network and the internet. So PKI will work on all the types of different networks and on the internet. So PKI provides the authentication, confidentiality, non-repudiation, and integrity of the message exchange. So PKI will provide all these services. Authentication, it will provide the authentication of the user. It will also provide the confidentiality of the message. That means unauthorized access of the message will not be available. Then non-repudiation, that means after sending a message, user can't deny that he does not send it the message. And integrity, that is unauthorized modification also will not be available. So all these four services will be provided by the public key infrastructure. So PKI is a hybrid system of symmetric and asymmetric key algorithm and methods. So basically in the public key infrastructure, we do not encrypt our message with the help of public key or private key. So we have two types of algorithm, symmetric algorithm and asymmetric algorithm. So symmetric algorithm uses the single key for the encryption and decryption, and symmetric algorithm is also very secure. So and in asymmetric algorithm, the mathematical calculation is very complex, but in the symmetric algorithm, the encryption and decryption will take less time than the asymmetric algorithm. So what the PKI will use is, we all know that in the symmetric algorithm, the major problem is key distribution. So what we will do is, we will take the symmetric algorithm and we will take the key for the symmetric algorithm, and that key will be sent to the receiver side by using the PKI infrastructure. So the key distribution problem will be solved by the PKI infrastructure in the symmetric algorithm. So PKI is not all about only a asymmetric key encryption and decryption. It uses the hybrid system, which will also include the symmetric algorithm also and asymmetric algorithm also. So PKI is made up of different parts. So these are the major parts of the public key infrastructure. First is certificate authority, second is registration authority, third is certificates, then keys and users. So these are the five major parts of the public key infrastructure. So basically this is how the public key infrastructure will work. If the user 1 and user 2 want to communicate with each other, then both the user must have trust between them. So that trust will be developed by the certificate authority. If the user 1 trusts this certificate authority and user 2 also trust this certificate authority, so indirectly user 1 and user 2 will trust each other. So to develop the trust between the two users, both the user must trust the same certificate authority. Then and then the trust between the user 1 and user 2 will be developed. So each person want to participate in a PKI requires a digital certificate. So this is the major requirement of the public key infrastructure. If you want to communicate between the users in secure manner, and if you want to use the public key infrastructure, both the person must have the digital certificate. So to participate in the PKI, the major operation will be to create the digital certificate to use the public key infrastructure. The certificate is created and signed by a trusted third party, which is certificate authority, that we have already seen. The certificate authority will be responsible to create a digital certificate for the different user who want to communicate in a secure manner. When a CA signs the certificate, it binds the individual identity to the public key, and the CA takes the liability for the authenticity of that individual. So we have already discussed the operation of the certificate authority in the previous lecture, that the certificate authority will sign the certificate with its private key, and it will bind the identity of the user with the public key in that certificate, and that certificate will be sent to a user. It is the third party that allows the people who have never met to authenticate to each other and communicate in a secure method. So to provide the authentication between two users which have never met in person, that authentication will be provided by the certificate authority. Now let's discuss the PKI steps. So whenever we want to communicate in a public key infrastructure, we have certain steps to be performed to participate in the public key infrastructure. So let's suppose John and Diana are the user who want to communicate securely with each other. So in that case, John need to obtain a digital certificate for himself so he can participate in a PKI. So the first step in the public key infrastructure will be to create a digital certificate. So if John want to participate in the public key infrastructure for the secure communication, so the first step will be to obtain the digital certificate for the John. So what the John will do, first of all, it will make a request to the registration authority, and it will provide the identity and the public identity. John will provide the identity to the registration authority. So what the RA will do, RA will request certain identification from the John. So when the John make the request to the registration authority, the registration authority will request for the certain information from the John. Now once the RA receives the required information from John and verifies it, the RA sends his certificate request to the certificate authority. So whenever any user want to obtain a digital certificate, the user will first make a request to the registration authority. When the registration authority receives any request for the digital certificate, the registration authority will request certain information from that user. After requesting the information, the user will provide certain information, basically identification information will be sent to a registration authority. Now registration authority receives the required information of the user, and it will verify the information that has been provided by the user. If the verification is successful, then the registration authority will send his certificate request to the certificate authority. So after successful verification of the identification, the registration authority will send user certificate request to the certificate authority. Now the certificate authority create a certificate. John's public key and identity information will be embedded. So for creating a certificate, what the certificate authority will do, it will take the public key of John and it will take the identity of John, and both the public key and identity of the John will be embedded into a certificate. Now John requests Diana's public key from the public key directory. So we have already seen in the previous lecture that for the public key, it may be possible that the user will store its public key to the public key directory, and any user who want to communicate with each other, they can take the public key from the directory directly. So John will request the Diana's public key from the public key directory. The directory is also called as a repository repository, and it will send the Diana's digital certificate. So all the certificate can be stored into a public repository, and whenever we need any user's digital certificate, the digital certificate can be available from the repository. We can also directly request from the that user for the digital certificate. Now John verifies the digital certificate and extract her public key. So after receiving the digital certificate of Diana, the John will verify the digital certificate of the Diana, and it will extract the public key of the Diana from that certificate. The next step will be John uses this public key to encrypt a session key that will be used for the encryption of that message. So for the encryption and decryption of the message, we will use the symmetric algorithm. Clear? Now to encrypt, the key of the symmetric algorithm will be done by the public key and private key. So that key will be called as a session key. Now, so the session key for the symmetric algorithm will be encrypted by the public key of Diana. Now John sends the encrypted session key to Diana, and John also sends his certificate containing his public key to Diana. So whenever John want to communicate with to Diana, it will send the session key to the Diana, and he will also send the digital certificate of his digital certificate to Diana for the public key for the John. When Diana receives John's certificate, her browser looks for the CA that digitally signed his certificate. So Diana will also check the certificate authority uh, to verify the certificate for the John. In Diana browser trusts this CA, and after CA verifies the certificate, both John and Diana can communicate using the encryption. So these are the all steps that need to be performed to participate in the public key infrastructure. So this was all about the public key infrastructure and the working of public key infrastructure and the steps to be performed in the public key infrastructure. I hope you did understand all the topics that has been discussed in this video lecture. Thank you so much.